Captain Lee Tae-ho stood on the bridge of the UES Indomitable, watching the stars through the main screen. The ship was Earth's newest and strongest warship. Lee had been a Navy officer for 15 years before joining the Space Force. He never thought he would command a ship among the stars. The communication officer turned to him. "Captain, we are getting strange signals from deep space. They are coming from outside our solar system." Lee walked over to the officer's station. "What kind of signals?" "They are not like anything we have seen before, sir. The patterns are too organized to be natural. Someone or something is sending them." Dr. Park So-jin entered the bridge at that moment. She was Earth's best expert on alien life. The government had put her on Lee's ship in case they ever met aliens. Most people thought aliens did not exist, but Dr. Park believed they were out there. "Captain Lee, I heard about the signals," she said. "May I see them?" Lee nodded. "Show her everything we have." Dr. Park looked at the data on the screen. Her eyes grew wide. "These are definitely from an intelligent species. Look at these mathematical patterns. They are trying to communicate." Meanwhile, far away in space, the ship Harmony's voice moved toward Earth. The ship was beautiful, made of white metal that shone like pearl. Inside, Ambassador Veltar looked at the data his crew had collected about Earth. Veltar belonged to a species called the gentle grazers. They looked like tall deer that walked on two legs. They ate only plants and had never hurt another living thing. His people had been peaceful for thousands of years. "The signals from this world are wonderful," Veltar told his crew. "They sent us music, pictures of their planet, and mathematical formulas. They must be a peaceful and smart species like us." His science officer, a bird-like creature named Kithara, nodded. "The pictures show many different life forms living together. They must love nature and peace. Perfect," Veltar said. "The Galactic Harmony Council will be happy to welcome them. We need more peaceful species in our alliance." The Galactic Harmony Council was a group of 17 different alien species. All of them ate plants and loved peace. They had been exploring space for thousands of years, looking for other peaceful species to join them. They had never found a species as violent as humans. Back on Earth, governments around the world were meeting in emergency sessions. The signals from space had been detected by every country with space technology. World leaders knew this was the most important moment in human history. Commander Kim Ji-won sat in the main military command center in Seoul. She was in charge of Earth's defense planning. Kim had studied every war in human history. She knew how to fight, but she had never planned to fight aliens. "The alien ship will reach our solar system in 3 days," she told the other commanders. "We don't know if they are friendly or not. We must be ready for anything." General Harrison from the United States spoke through the video link. "How many ships do we have ready for battle?" 57 ships with weapons, Kim answered. "Captain Lee Tae-ho will command the main fleet. All ships are armed with nuclear missiles and plasma cannons." Dr. Park So-jin was still studying the alien signals when pilot Choi Min-ho found her in the research lab. Min-ho was the best fighter pilot in the Korean Space Force. He was young but had never lost a battle simulation. "Dr. Park, what do you think these aliens want?" he asked. Dr. Park showed him the alien messages on her computer. "They sent us music, art, and pictures of their home worlds. I think they want to be friends." Min-ho looked at the alien music patterns. "This sounds too good to be true. In my experience, when something seems too easy, it usually is." "Maybe you're right," Dr. Park said, "but we should try to communicate peacefully first. If they wanted to hurt us, why would they warn us they were coming?" 3 days later, the alien ship entered Earth's solar system. Captain Lee's fleet was waiting near Mars. The human ships looked small and dark compared to the beautiful alien vessel. "Alien ship, this is Captain Lee Tae-ho of the Earth Defense Force," Lee said into his communication system. "Please identify yourself and state your purpose." On the Harmony's voice, Ambassador Veltar received the message, but his translation computer made a terrible mistake. The computer thought Lee's words meant "identify your weaknesses so we can destroy you." "They are demanding we show them our weak points," Veltar told his crew in panic. "These are not peaceful beings. They are predators." Veltar quickly sent a response. "We come in peace from the Galactic Harmony Council. We wish to invite your species to join our alliance of peaceful worlds." But the human translation computer also made mistakes. Captain Lee heard, "We come to judge your species. We will decide if you deserve to live." Lee looked at Commander Kim on the communication screen. "That sounds like a threat." "All ships prepare weapons," Kim ordered. Do not fire unless fired upon, but be ready. Dr. Park was listening to everything from the research station. Wait, I think there might be translation problems. Let me try to communicate using mathematics and pictures. She quickly put together a message showing human families, children playing, and people helping each other. She sent it to the alien ship. Ambassador Veltar saw the message and felt more confused. The pictures showed creatures that looked like predators, but they were acting peaceful. Some of the humans in the pictures had sharp teeth. Others looked very strong and dangerous. Look at their physical features, Science Officer Kithera said. They have eyes in the front of their heads like hunters. And those sharp teeth, they must eat meat. But they are showing us pictures of their young, Veltar said. Maybe they are trying to show us they have families to protect. Or maybe they are showing us what they want to hunt, Kithara replied. The tension in space grew stronger with each passing hour. Both sides wanted peace, but neither understood the other. Captain Lee kept his weapons ready while trying to appear friendly. Ambassador Veltar tried to stay calm while his crew grew more frightened. Dr. Park worked day and night to create better communication methods. She sent pictures of Earth's animals, thinking it would show the aliens how much humans loved nature. She did not know that showing pictures of lions, sharks, and eagles would terrify the peaceful aliens. Pilot Choi Min-ho flew his fighter ship closer to the alien vessel to get better scans. The aliens saw this as a threatening move and began to back away slowly. They are running, Min-ho reported to Captain Lee. Should I follow them? No, Lee said. Let them keep their distance. But stay alert. As the hours passed, both sides tried to understand each other. But every attempt at communication made things worse. The humans looked like dangerous predators to the aliens. The aliens seemed secretive and possibly hostile to the humans. Neither side knew that this first meeting would change the galaxy forever. The alien ship Harmony's voice moved slowly in space near Earth's moon. Ambassador Veltar was trying his best to understand the strange creatures from this blue planet. His crew was becoming more scared with each passing hour. Ambassador, we have analyzed more of their communication signals, Science Officer Kithara said. Her feathers were shaking with fear. These beings call their world Earth and themselves humans. But the data we are collecting is very disturbing. Veltar looked at the reports on his screen. The more he learned about humans, the more worried he became. Show me what you have found. They live on a world with terrible weather, Kithara explained. Look at these images. Massive storms that can destroy entire cities, earthquakes that split the ground, and waves of water as tall as mountains. Perhaps they hide underground when these things happen? Veltar suggested hopefully. No, sir. They build their cities right in the areas where these disasters happen most often. They seem to enjoy living in danger. On the bridge of the UES Indomitable, Dr. Park So-jin was having her own problems understanding the aliens. She had been trying to communicate for 6 hours, but every message seemed to make the aliens more nervous. Captain Lee, I think I made a mistake, she told him. I sent them pictures of Earth's animals to show our love of nature. But they seem upset by the images. Captain Lee looked at the pictures she had sent. What's wrong with showing them lions and tigers? These are beautiful animals. To us, yes. But think about it from their point of view. We sent them pictures of apex predators, animals that hunt and kill other animals for food. Commander Kim Ji-won spoke from the military command center on Earth. Dr. Park, what exactly did their last message say? Dr. Park checked her computer. They keep asking about our prey species and our hunting grounds. I think they believe we are dangerous predators. Meanwhile, on the alien ship, Ambassador Veltar was receiving reports from his research team that made him feel sick. The team had been studying all the radio and television signals that Earth had been sending into space for decades. Ambassador, you need to see this, his communications expert said. We have been watching their entertainment programs. They make movies about creatures called sharks that eat other living things. They also have stories about something called zombies that hunt other humans. Maybe these are just stories to scare their children? Veltar asked weakly. No, sir. We have confirmed that sharks are real animals that live in Earth's oceans. The humans share their planet with these killing machines, and they go swimming in the same water for fun. Veltar's legs almost gave out. They swim with predators for entertainment? There's more, sir. They have land predators, too. Creatures called bears and wolves that can kill humans easily. But instead of staying away from them, humans study them and even keep smaller versions as pets. Back on the human ships, pilot Choi Min-ho was flying patrol missions around the alien vessel. He noticed that the alien ship was acting strange. It would move closer, then suddenly back away as if it was afraid. "Captain Lee, I think they are scared of us," Minho reported. "Every time I get within a kilometer of their ship, they move away quickly." "Maybe that's good," Captain Lee replied. "Scared enemies make mistakes." Dr. Park heard this and shook her head. "Captain, I don't think they are enemies. I think they are just confused and frightened. We need to find a way to show them we are peaceful." "How do we show peace to aliens who run away every time we try to talk to them?" Commander Kim asked. Dr. Park thought for a moment. "Let me try sending them information about human culture. Music, art, literature, things that show our peaceful side." She began putting together a new message. She included classical music by Beethoven, paintings by famous artists, and poetry about love and friendship. She thought this would surely show the aliens that humans were civilized and peaceful. But when Ambassador Veltar received this message, it only made things worse. His cultural analysis team studied the human art and music with growing horror. "Ambassador, their music contains sounds that hurt our ears," the team leader reported. "The mathematical patterns in their symphonies are aggressive and violent, and their visual art shows images of war, suffering, and death. But surely some of their art shows peaceful themes?" Veltar asked desperately. "Some does, but even their peaceful art is disturbing. They have poems about something called love that involves physical contact and possession of other beings. Their romantic stories often involve conflict, competition, and jealousy." Veltar was beginning to understand that these humans were unlike any species his people had ever met. Everything about them seemed designed for conflict and survival in a hostile environment. Dr. Park was getting frustrated. Every message she sent seemed to make the aliens more nervous. She decided to try a different approach. "I'm going to send them detailed information about Earth's biosphere," she told Captain Lee. "If they understand our world better, maybe they'll understand us better." She compiled data about Earth's plants, animals, weather patterns, and geology. She included information about forests, oceans, mountains, and deserts. She wanted to show how beautiful and diverse Earth was. When this information reached the alien ship, it caused complete panic among the crew. The research team could not believe what they were seeing. "Ambassador, this planet is a death world," Kithara screamed. "Look at these statistics. The temperature ranges from far below freezing to hot enough to kill most life forms. The atmosphere contains oxygen, which is a highly reactive poison gas. The surface is mostly covered with water so deep that no light reaches the bottom. And the life forms," another scientist added. "Every ecosystem is based on creatures eating each other. They have food chains where the only purpose of most species is to be eaten by other species. But how do the humans survive on such a world?" Veltar asked. "That's the most terrifying part," Kithara said. "They don't just survive, they thrive. They are the apex predators of their entire planet. Nothing on Earth can kill them consistently except other humans." The aliens discovered that humans had no natural predators as adults. They learned that humans were so dangerous that they had driven many large predators to extinction just by expanding their territories. "They are persistence hunters," the science team reported. "They chase their prey for hours or days until the prey dies from exhaustion. No other predator on their world hunts this way. And they work in groups," another scientist added. "They coordinate their attacks like a pack of wolves, but with intelligence and tools." Ambassador Veltar realized his mission had become a disaster. Instead of finding peaceful friends for the Galactic Harmony Council, he had discovered the most dangerous species in the known galaxy. "Prepare to leave this system immediately," he ordered. "We must warn the Council about these creatures before they spread to other worlds." On the human ships, sensors detected that the alien vessel was powering up its engines. "They're getting ready to run," Pilot Minho reported. Captain Lee made a quick decision. "All ships move to intercept. We can't let them leave without finding out why they came here." Dr. Park realized what was happening. "Captain, wait! If we chase them, they'll think we're attacking. That will confirm all their fears about us, but it was too late." The human fleet began moving toward the alien ship, trying to prevent its escape. Ambassador Veltar saw the approaching human warships and panicked. "Emergency jump! Get us out of here now!" he ordered. The Harmony's voice disappeared in a flash of light, leaving the human fleet alone in space. The first contact between humans and aliens had ended in complete failure. Neither side understood the other, and both sides were now convinced that the other was dangerous. Captain Lee stared at the empty space where the alien ship had been. Dr. Park, what just happened? I think we just scared away our first alien visitors, she said sadly. And I'm afraid we may have made enemies instead of friends. The Harmony's voice jumped through hyperspace, racing away from Earth as fast as possible. Ambassador Veltar sat in his command chair, shaking with fear. His crew was equally terrified. They had escaped from the most dangerous creatures they had ever encountered. How long until we reach Council space? Veltar asked his navigator. 3 days at maximum speed, sir, the navigator replied. But Ambassador, our engines are overheating. We cannot maintain this speed for much longer. Keep pushing the engines. The Council must be warned about these humans immediately. Science Officer Kithara was still analyzing the data they had collected about Earth. The more she studied it, the more horrified she became. Ambassador, I have completed my analysis of the human homeworld, she said with a trembling voice. The situation is worse than we thought. Veltar looked at her report. How can it be worse? Sir, Earth is classified as a Class 12 death world. That is the highest danger rating in our system. Only 1 in a million planets is this hostile to life. What makes it so dangerous? Kithara brought up images on the main screen. The planet has massive predators in every environment. In the oceans, there are creatures called sharks that can bite a ship in half. On land, there are bears that weigh as much as our shuttlecraft. In the air, there are birds of prey with vision so sharp they can spot small creatures from kilometers away. But humans survive among all these predators? They don't just survive, sir. They are the apex predators. Every other dangerous creature on Earth is afraid of humans. Meanwhile, back on Earth, Captain Lee Tae-ho was meeting with world leaders through video conference. Every major government wanted to know what had happened with the alien contact. The aliens ran away when we tried to approach them, Lee explained. Dr. Park believes there was some kind of communication problem. President Chen of the Asian Federation spoke first. Captain, do you think they will come back? I don't know, sir. But we should be prepared for anything. Commander Kim Ji-won was studying the alien ship's technology readings. Captain, based on our scans, their technology is at least 1,000 years ahead of ours. If they decide we are enemies, we will be in serious trouble. Dr. Park Seo-jin was working day and night to understand what had gone wrong. She reviewed every message and every response, trying to find where the communication had failed. I think I know what happened, she told Captain Lee. When I sent them information about Earth's animals, they interpreted it as a threat display. To them, we were showing off our planet's most dangerous predators. But those animals don't threaten us anymore, Lee said. That's exactly the problem. To the aliens, the fact that we live safely among such dangerous creatures means we must be even more dangerous than the creatures themselves. 3 days later, the Harmony's voice arrived at the Council's main station in the Centauri system. The station was beautiful, built to look like a giant flower floating in space. Thousands of peaceful aliens lived and worked there. Ambassador Veltar was immediately brought before the High Council. The council consisted of representatives from 17 different species, all herbivores who had never known war or violence. Ambassador Veltar, said High Counselor Zenthari, a tall plant-like being, we received your emergency message about the humans. Surely you are exaggerating the danger. Honored counselors, I wish I were, Veltar replied. But the evidence is overwhelming. These humans are the most dangerous species we have ever discovered. He activated the holographic display and showed the council the data about Earth. Gasps of horror echoed through the chamber as the council members saw images of sharks, tigers, poisonous snakes, and other Earth predators. These creatures live on the same world as the humans, asked Counselor Blythara, a gentle insect-like being. Yes, and the humans consider many of them to be pets or entertainment, Veltar explained. High Counselor Zenthari leaned forward. What do you mean by entertainment? They watch these predators hunt and kill other animals for fun. They call it nature documentaries. They also keep smaller versions of pack hunters called dogs in their homes as companions. The council members looked at each other in shock. In their civilizations, the idea of keeping predators as pets was unthinkable. Kithara stepped forward with more data. Honored Council, there is something else. We discovered that humans participate in activities they call extreme sports. They deliberately put themselves in dangerous situations for pleasure. What kind of dangerous situations? Asked Counselor Vexnal. a bird-like creature. They jump from great heights with only a piece of cloth to slow their fall. They climb the tallest mountains on their planet, where the air is too thin to breathe and the cold can kill them. They go underwater in metal containers to swim with the predators they call sharks. This is madness, High Counselor Zenthari said. No sane species would do such things. There's more, Veltar continued. They have something called contact sports, where they deliberately injure each other for entertainment. And they have created weapons capable of destroying their entire planet. But they continue to build more of them. The council chamber fell silent. For several minutes, no one spoke. Finally, High Counselor Zenthari asked the question that everyone was thinking. If these humans are so dangerous, what do they want with us? Unknown, sir, Veltar replied. But I recommend we take no chances. These beings come from a world where only the strongest survive. They may see us as prey. Back on Earth, Dr. Park was making a disturbing discovery of her own. She had been analyzing the alien ship's energy signature and comparing it to their database of space phenomena. Captain Lee, she called out excitedly, I found something important. What is it, Dr. Park? The alien ship's technology signature matches energy patterns we've detected from 17 different star systems. I think that ship belongs to a much larger civilization. Commander Kim joined the conversation via video link. How much larger? Based on the energy signatures, there could be hundreds or thousands of alien ships out there. Captain Lee felt a chill run down his spine. Are you saying we might have just made enemies of an entire galactic civilization? It's possible, Dr. Park said quietly. Meanwhile, pilot Choi Minho was reviewing the tactical data from their encounter with the alien ship. Something bothered him about the way the aliens had behaved. Captain, I think the aliens were studying us the whole time they were here, he said. Their ship was running constant scans. They were collecting data about our weapons, our technology, and our capabilities. For what purpose? Lee asked. Maybe they were deciding whether we were a threat, Minho suggested. And based on how quickly they ran away, I think they decided we are. Back at the council station, the High Council was making a fateful decision. After hours of debate, they reached a conclusion that would change the galaxy forever. The humans cannot be allowed to spread beyond their world, High Counselor Zenthari announced. A species this dangerous could destroy the peace we have built over thousands of years. What do you propose we do? Asked Counselor Blithara. We will issue a general alert to all council worlds. Then we will assemble the largest fleet in our history and contain these humans on their death world. Are we talking about war? Asked Counselor Vexnall nervously. We are talking about survival, Zenthari replied. If we don't stop them now, they will spread across the galaxy like a plague. Every peaceful world will be in danger. Ambassador Veltar raised a concern. Honored Council, their technology is primitive, but they are very clever. They may be more dangerous than they appear. They have barely left their homeworld, Zenthari said dismissively. How dangerous can they be against our advanced fleets? The order was given. Across council space, thousands of ships began preparing for the largest military action in galactic history. The peaceful species were going to war for the first time in their collective memory. On Earth, deep space monitoring stations began detecting massive energy signatures moving toward their solar system. Dr. Park was the first to realize what was happening. Captain, we have a big problem, she told Lee. I'm reading energy signatures from over 10,000 alien ships. They're all heading toward Earth. Captain Lee looked at the data in disbelief. 10,000 ships? Why would they bring such a large force? I think they've decided we're too dangerous to be allowed to exist, Dr. Park said quietly. Commander Kim's voice came through the communication system. All Earth Defense Forces are being mobilized. Every ship, every weapon, every person who can fight. If the aliens want a war, we'll give them one they'll never forget. As the alien fleet approached, both sides prepared for battle. Neither understood the other, and neither was willing to back down. The galaxy was about to learn why humans were called Deathworlders. The alien fleet arrived at the edge of Earth's solar system like a swarm of angry insects. 10,000 ships of various sizes filled the space around Pluto. The largest vessels were 3 kilometers long, shining with advanced armor and weapons that could destroy planets. High Admiral Thex Mori commanded the council fleet from his flagship, the Eternal Peace. He was a tall, graceful being from a species that looked like walking trees. His people had never fought a war in their entire history. All ships maintain formation, he ordered. We will show these humans the power of civilized species working together. The admiral expected the humans to surrender immediately when they saw the size of his fleet. No primitive species could stand against the combined might of 17 advanced civilizations. But Captain Lee Tae-ho had other ideas. All Earth Defense Forces. This is Captain Lee. He broadcast to the 57 human ships scattered throughout the solar system. The aliens have brought an army to our home. We may be outnumbered, but we are not outmatched. Remember, we are fighting for our families, our world, and our species. Show them what humans can do. Commander Kim Ji-won had spent the past week preparing Earth's defenses. She had studied every battle in human history, from ancient sword fights to modern space warfare. She knew that humans could not win a direct fight against such superior technology. They would have to be clever. All ships execute Plan Chaos, she ordered. The human fleet did not arrange itself in neat formations like the aliens expected. Instead, the ships spread out randomly through the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. Some ships hid behind asteroids. Others attached themselves to space rocks and turned off their engines, making them almost invisible. Pilot Choi Min-ho led a squadron of 20 fighter craft toward the alien fleet. His ships were small and fast, designed for hit-and-run attacks. As they approached the alien formation, the aliens prepared to destroy them easily. Unknown vessels. Surrender immediately or be destroyed, High Admiral Thexamori broadcast. Choi Min-ho's response shocked the entire alien fleet. This is Earth Fighter Squadron 1, we don't surrender. Come and get us. The alien ships fired their advanced weapons at the human fighters, but Min-ho and his pilots had been expecting this. They scattered in all directions, using the asteroids as cover. The alien weapons were powerful but slow. They were designed to fight other civilized species who used predictable tactics. All fighters. Begin attack pattern wolf, Min-ho ordered. The human fighters began behaving like a pack of wolves hunting prey. They would appear from behind asteroids, fire their weapons at an alien ship, then disappear before the aliens could respond. When one fighter was in trouble, the others would come to help. Then all would vanish again. The aliens had never seen tactics like this. In their wars thousands of years ago, fleets would line up and fight honorably, ship against ship. But humans fought like wild animals, unpredictable, savage, and without honor. Sir, we cannot target the human fighters, reported the alien weapons officer. They move too randomly. Our targeting computers cannot predict where they will go next. High Admiral Thexamori was becoming frustrated. Send more ships to hunt them down. But every alien ship sent to catch the fighters fell into the same trap. The humans would attack, disappear, and attack again from a different direction. The aliens started shooting at asteroids, thinking the humans were hiding behind them. Often they were wrong. Dr. Park So-jin was not on any of the warships. She was on a research vessel behind Earth's moon, broadcasting a special signal toward the alien fleet. But this was not a message of peace. It was psychological warfare. Attention alien fleet, her message began. You want to know about Earth? Let me show you what our world is really like. She began broadcasting videos of Earth's most dangerous animals. Lions hunting zebras, great white sharks attacking seals, army ants devouring everything in their path, venomous snakes striking with lightning speed. These are our neighbors. Dr. Park's voice continued over the horrifying images. We share our world with creatures that can kill us in seconds. But we are not afraid because we are the apex predators. We are what they fear. The alien crews watching these broadcasts began to panic. Many of them had never seen a predator before. The images of Earth's wildlife were like watching their worst nightmares come to life. But Dr. Park was not finished. You want to see human warfare? Here is how we fight each other. She showed videos of human soldiers in combat, humans running toward enemy fire instead of away from it, humans continuing to fight even when injured, humans sacrificing themselves to save their comrades. We do not fight for honor or glory, Dr. Park continued. We fight to survive. And we have been fighting for survival for 300,000 years. On the flagship Eternal Peace, High Admiral Thexamori was beginning to understand that this would not be an easy victory. His ships were being harassed by the human fighters. His crews were terrified by the psychological broadcasts, and the humans had not even used their main fleet yet. Where are the rest of their ships? He asked his sensor officer. Unknown, sir. We can only locate about half of their fleet. The answer came soon enough. Captain Lee had hidden his largest ships inside the asteroid belt, disguised as space rocks. When the alien fleet moved closer to Earth, the human ships revealed themselves and opened fire. But they did not attack like civilized species. Instead of fighting ship to ship, the humans targeted the alien formations with nuclear missiles and plasma torpedoes. When an alien ship was damaged, 3 or 4 human ships would surround it like a pack of predators. "They are not fighting with honor," complained Admiral Thexmory's tactical officer. "Honor?" the Admiral replied. "These are Deathworld predators. They know nothing of honor." The battle became more desperate as hours passed. Pilot Choi Min-ho had lost half his fighters, but he continued attacking with the survivors. His tactics became more and more extreme. "Min-ho, your ship is damaged," Captain Lee warned him over the radio. "Return to base for repairs." "Negative, Captain. I'm going to try something crazy." Min-ho flew his damaged fighter directly at the alien flagship. The aliens thought he was going to ram into them and prepared their defenses, but at the last second, Min-ho ejected from his fighter and activated its self-destruct system. The explosion damaged the flagship's shields and sent debris flying in all directions. Min-ho was picked up by another human ship laughing like a madman. "Did you see their faces?" he shouted over the radio. "They can't believe we actually do stuff like that." The aliens could not believe it either. The idea of deliberately destroying your own ship in an attack was beyond their understanding. It was proof that humans were completely insane. Commander Kim Ji-won watched the battle from Earth's command center. The humans were holding their own, but they could not win a long fight against such numbers. She decided to try one final psychological attack. "All ships, broadcast code Predator," she ordered. Every human ship began broadcasting the same message. Recordings of human voices shouting war cries, battle songs and threats in every human language. The recordings were mixed with the sounds of Earth's most terrifying predators. Roaring lions, howling wolves, and screeching eagles. To the peaceful aliens, it sounded like the voices of demons from their worst nightmares. "Sir, the human broadcasts are causing panic throughout the fleet," reported the communications officer on the Eternal Peace. "Some crews are requesting permission to retreat." "Hi." Admiral Thexmory could not believe what he was hearing. His advanced fleet was being beaten by primitive humans using tactics that seemed completely insane. "Order all ships to pull back to a safe distance," he finally commanded. "We need to rethink our strategy." As the alien fleet retreated, the humans did not celebrate. They knew this was only the beginning. The aliens would return with better plans and more ships. Captain Lee looked at the damage reports from his fleet. They had lost 12 ships and over 300 lives, but they had proven that humans could fight against impossible odds and survive. "Dr. Park, do you think the aliens understand us any better now?" he asked. Dr. Park looked at the retreating alien fleet on the main screen. "I think they understand that we are everything they feared and more. The question is, what will they do with that knowledge?" The answer would come sooner than anyone expected. In the depths of space, High Admiral Thexmory was sending an emergency message to the Galactic Council. "The humans are more dangerous than we thought. We need reinforcements. Many more reinforcements." High Admiral Thexmory stared at his fleet's battle reports in disbelief. In 3 days of fighting, the humans had destroyed over 200 of his ships while losing only 30 of their own. His crews were exhausted, terrified, and beginning to refuse orders. "Sir, we have another problem," his communications officer reported. "Ships from the Gentle Grazers and the Peaceful Swimmers are requesting permission to leave the battle zone." "On what grounds?" the Admiral asked angrily. "They say they cannot continue fighting against beings who show such disregard for their own lives. The crew psychologists report that watching humans fight is causing mental breakdown among our personnel." The Admiral looked at the latest reports from the battle. The humans had just completed their most insane attack yet. A damaged human ship had crashed directly into one of his heavy cruisers, destroying both vessels. But instead of mourning their lost comrades, the other human ships had cheered and attacked even more aggressively. "These humans are completely mad," he muttered. On Earth, Captain Lee Tae-ho was meeting with world leaders in an emergency session. The human fleet had fought bravely, but they were running out of ships and ammunition. "We cannot keep fighting much longer," Lee admitted. "Our losses are mounting and the aliens still outnumber us 50 to 1. President Chen looked at the tactical display. "Captain, is there any way we can win this war?" "Honestly, no, sir. Not in a straight fight. But I don't think we need to win. The aliens seem to be more afraid of us than we are of them." Dr. Park So-jin had been analyzing the alien communications they had intercepted. Captain, I think you're right. The aliens are calling us Deathworld demons and insane predators. Their crews are having nervous breakdowns just from fighting us. Commander Kim Ji-won nodded. The aliens fight like they're playing a game with rules, but we fight like our species depends on it, because it does. Pilot Choi Min-ho had been leading increasingly desperate attacks against the alien fleet. His squadron was down to just 6 fighters, but they were still causing chaos among the enemy formations. Captain, I have an idea, Min-ho said over the radio. What if we stop trying to destroy their ships and start trying to scare them instead? What do you mean? Every time we attack, they panic more than the damage we cause would justify. They're more afraid of us than they are hurt by us. Maybe we can use that. Dr. Park thought about this idea. Min-ho might be right. In nature, many predators win fights through intimidation rather than actual violence. The threat of attack can be more powerful than the attack itself. Captain Lee made a decision that would change everything. All ships, new orders. We're going to end this war, but not the way anyone expects. He opened a communication channel to the alien fleet. Hi, Admiral Thexmori, this is Captain Lee Tae-ho. I want to talk. On the alien flagship, there was panic when the human message came through. The aliens had learned to fear any communication from the humans. Sir, should we respond? The communications officer asked nervously. Put him on screen, the Admiral ordered reluctantly. Captain Lee appeared on the alien ship's main display. To the aliens, he looked terrifying. A predator's face with forward-facing eyes and sharp teeth. But when he spoke, his words were calm and reasonable. Admiral, this war is pointless. We both know how it will end. You have more ships, but we will never surrender. We will fight until every human is dead, and we will take as many of your people with us as possible. The Admiral felt a chill of fear. He knew the human was telling the truth. But there is another way, Lee continued. We don't want to conquer your worlds or hurt your people. We just want to be left alone. Why don't we stop fighting and start talking? Talk? The Admiral asked. About what? About what you really want, and about what we can offer you. Dr. Park stepped into view beside Captain Lee. Admiral, we know you think we are monsters, but let me ask you something. Who are the real monsters in your galaxy? What do you mean? Are there any species in your space who refuse to join your peaceful alliance? Any who attack your worlds or threaten your people? The Admiral was quiet for a moment. Yes, there are the Devourer fleets, the Machine Collective, and the Shadow Empire. They have been threats to peaceful worlds for centuries. And what do you do about them? We try to avoid them. When they attack, we defend ourselves, but we cannot stop them permanently. Dr. Park smiled, but to the aliens it looked like a predator showing its teeth. We can. High Admiral Thexamori suddenly understood what the humans were offering. You would fight our enemies for us? We would protect peaceful worlds from the real monsters, Captain Lee said. In exchange, you leave Earth alone and share some of your technology with us. The Admiral thought about this offer. The humans were clearly dangerous, but they seemed to prefer fighting other dangerous species rather than peaceful ones. Maybe there was a way to turn this situation to everyone's advantage. I need to discuss this with the High Council, he said. Of course, but while you're discussing it, you might want to pull your ships back a bit further. My people are getting nervous, and nervous humans do crazy things. The Admiral ordered his fleet to retreat to a safer distance while he sent an emergency message to the Galactic Council. On the Council station, Ambassador Veltar could not believe what he was hearing. The humans want to be our protectors? That's what they claim, High Admiral Thexmori reported. And frankly, after fighting them for 3 days, I believe they could do it. They fight like nothing we have ever seen. High Counselor Zenthari was also in shock. Are we seriously considering making an alliance with Deathworld predators? Sir, they have already proven they can defeat our most advanced fleet, the Admiral pointed out. Would you rather have them as enemies or allies? The Council debated for hours. Finally, they reached a decision that surprised everyone. We will accept their offer, High Counselor Zenthari announced, but there will be conditions. 3 days later, Captain Lee found himself on board the alien flagship, signing the most important treaty in galactic history. The documents were written in 17 different alien languages, but the meaning was clear. Humans would become the protectors of peaceful worlds in exchange for technology and trade agreements. There is one thing I must ask, High Admiral Thexmori said to Captain Lee. Are all humans as dangerous as the ones we fought? Captain Lee thought about this question seriously. Admiral, you met our military forces during a war. That's when humans are most dangerous. In peacetime, we are much more reasonable. And if someone threatens the peaceful worlds we have sworn to protect, Lee's expression grew cold, and the Admiral felt the same chill of fear he had experienced during the battle. Then they will learn why the galaxy calls us Deathworlders. 1 year later, pilot Choi Min-ho was leading a squadron of mixed human and alien ships against a devourer fleet that had attacked a council world. The aliens had learned to fight alongside humans, and the combination was devastatingly effective. This is Squadron Leader Min-ho to all ships. The devourers are retreating. Let them go. Our job is to protect, not to hunt. Commander Kim Ji-won had established the Human Defense Academy, where young aliens learned basic survival skills and tactical thinking. Her most popular course was called How to Think Like a Predator, and had a waiting list of thousands of students. Dr. Park So-jin ran the Interspecies Cultural Exchange Program, helping different species understand each other better. She had written a book called Understanding Deathworlders that had become required reading throughout Council space. And Captain Lee Tae-ho commanded the new flagship Terra's Shield, a massive vessel built with both human and alien technology. From his bridge, he could see crews from dozens of different species working together to keep the galaxy safe. Captain, we're receiving a distress call from the Flower Garden system, his communications officer reported. The Shadow Empire is attacking. All ships set course for the Flower Garden system, Lee ordered. Maximum speed. As the combined fleet jumped into hyperspace, Lee thought about how much had changed since that first disastrous meeting with Ambassador Veltar. The aliens had been looking for friends, and instead they had found something much more valuable: guardians. The galaxy was safer now, protected by the very Deathworlders who had once terrified every peaceful species. And somewhere in Council space, alien children learned bedtime stories about the brave humans who kept the monsters away. The irony was not lost on anyone. The most feared predators in the galaxy had become its greatest protectors, and for the first time in thousands of years, peaceful species could sleep safely, knowing that if danger came, the humans would be there to fight it. The war that had started with fear and misunderstanding had ended with the birth of a new galactic order. And at its heart were the Deathworlders from a small blue planet called Earth.